Hello, everyone. We are live today. My computer is not working, so I'm on my phone, so it might be different. I have no idea. But we're here, and we're here to talk about something super important. But my name's Amy Parson, and I am a health coach, and I love helping people improve their health. And I especially love helping with gut health, but all different kinds of topics.
And I'm Mary Beasley with Your Family Herbalist. I'm Amy's sister, and I am an herbalist and an aromatherapist. So I love helping people learn about herbs and essential oils and how to use them in their home and in their personal lives to better their health.
So today we are going to talk about something super important, and that is your eyeballs. Talk about your eyes and eye health. Right, they're part of our soft tissue category. And at Youngevity, we break it into 4 different categories, and soft tissue is one of those. So eyes are broken into the soft tissue category. So the most important thing for soft tissue is EFAs, essential fatty acids. And those are your fish oils, right? Those are going to be your omegas. And those are just really crucial to help everything that is soft tissue to function properly. The other thing that so that, we can look up stuff about eyes, and you're going to find, vitamin A is super important, and vitamin B's are super important, and vitamin K's. But one thing that I've been reading about is that you need to be really aware of antioxidants for your eyes. Soft tissue, I think, is probably the most vulnerable to free radicals and all of the things that we're exposed to every day. And that can be detrimental to your eyes and can cause disease there. So antioxidants, like being able to just fill your body with antioxidants, is really important for your eyes. So one thing that's really great is selenium, and we've talked about that in the past, but selenium is a super antioxidant. It's really great to clean your cells, and everybody needs it, and it's really important for everyone. But Mary, will you hold up this? So we do have a specific to your eyes. We call it our Pro line of supplements that are they're actually kind of like tier 2, what you would try for like tier 2. So if you tried EFAs and that didn't seem to make much of a difference, then you're going to bump up to Occutiv and continue to take your EFAs, but bump up to Occutiv. It's a super powerful antioxidant. It is cram packed with good stuff, like just like all the vitamins, but also it has what's the word, like foods, like I don't know what it's called, but like dried really good foods that they stick in there, and and it's not just, anyway, my point is it's just cram packed with really good things. So that is like tier 2 of what you would try for your eyes if you had, especially if you had a specific eye problem. I mean, you can take that on its own even if you didn't try something else, but that was kind of the instruction given to me as a health coach, is that if you're trying EFAs and you're doing all the, the basics, then bump it up to Occutiv. And that's really all I have to say. But, we only get one pair of eyes, really. I mean, in general. And so we need to, I guess you can have a glass eye. But, like we just need to be careful of them and take care of them and protect them from, what can damage them. So that's all.
And along those lines, I think, Amy, you could say more probably about this too, is our makeup that we're putting on as women, that's right up against our eyes and right there. And we should be making sure we have really good quality makeup. And Amy and I have a great company we're buying that makeup from, and it has minerals in it and very few ingredients, like the smallest number of ingredients when you compare it to other makeup companies.
And those ingredients are actually good for you.
Like, yes, ingredients that you're putting on, minerals that are going to actually just help the health of your eye and your skin, and help you as well. And then another thing I was thinking about, this is going to be unpopular for some. They aren't going to agree with me on this. But we've been told over and over again that the sun is damaging. I'm going to say the sun is not. The sun is healing. And God knew what he was doing when he created us and created the sun. And the herbalist that I study under was very adamant that you need time out in the sun without sunglasses on, without regular glasses on, without contacts, so that sunlight can hit your eyes directly, and that can be healing for your eyes. And so I think I just wanted to share that really quickly. As far as essential oils with eyes, because you are dealing with soft tissue, you have to be extra careful. So I had looked up in my book under eyes, it actually only had eye floaters, if you've ever had floaties in your eyes. And it listed these essential oils as helpful to that. Balsam fir, frankincense, black spruce, spearmint, and pinyon pine. And the way that you would use those for your eyes is you would want to dilute them, like put 10 milliliters of a carrier oil and maybe only 5 drops of an oil. And you could use it right on a roller bottle. But the closest you want to get to your eye is actually the eye socket. You want to stay down on that bone and up above. You don't want to go further in, but that's going to be close enough to actually help your eye with whatever issues you may be having. Now, if you're like me, when I first started using essential oils, Amy, you've probably done this too, haven't you? Where you like put peppermint on and then you forget and you rub your eye and it starts burning. And if you're inexperienced, a lot of times you go over to the sink and you're trying to use water. That's the worst thing you can do because the water is just going to drive that oil in further. So I learned really quickly that I just grab my bottle of olive oil. It's sitting on the counter, easy to reach, and I just dump it on my hand and smear it in. You want to use some kind of vegetable oil, carrier oil like that to dilute it down, and it'll slow it down and help your eye.
You want it in your eye?
Yeah, you'll put it right in your eye if you have oil in there that's burning. So that's the safety. But of course, you don't want to get the oil in your eyes to begin with, so try to avoid that. The other main thing that I wanted to talk about is, if you've been on here, you know that I use Dr. Christopher's line of herbs, and I love them. And one of the main formulas that I will always keep on hand is this Herbal Eye Bright formula. And it has in it bayberry bark, eye bright herb, golden seal root, red raspberry leaves, and cayenne, a small portion of cayenne. And usually people freak out like when they hear eye and cayenne. But let me tell you, this formula, so you can actually buy it just in cut herb form, as cut herbs. And then you could make teas with the formula and drink those. That's going to help your eye health. You can also strain those herbs out and use that tea to do an eye wash. I usually don't do that because I'm lazy, and so I just get this formula. But I also have, you don't have to have an eye cup, but where's my camera? But an eye cup is super simple. So so if any of us are struggling and have issues with our eye, whether it's a swollen eyelid, whether it's bloodshot eye, whether it's pink eye, if you have children, pink eye comes. How many times have you had pink eye in your home, Amy? Way too many to count.
At least 4. At least 4 to 5.
So this eye cup makes it super simple. I just take 4 or 5 drops, 3 to 5 drops, put it in here, and then I add some hot water, which the hot water helps the alcohol evaporate off, and I let it cool. And then for adults, it's easy to do this. With kids, I do it differently. But then it's just an eye cup, and you put it right over your eye socket, lean back, and you're opening your eye over and over again and using it as a wash. And if you have infection going on, then you would want to dump it out and make a new one for the other eye, or have 2 different eye cups. You wouldn't want to use the same one. And I did this morning, actually, in preparation for this live. And I made my daughter do it as well, who's 19 years old and was freaking out about it. Was like, it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt. And she's had eye drops. She's had these drops in her eyes before. And she did it. And afterwards, she's like, that really didn't sting. She was freaking out about washing her eye with it. So yes, it stings a little bit, but just like anything going into your eye stings. If you're going into the swimming pool and you open your eyes, it's going to sting a little bit. And that's kind of what it feels like, but then it goes right away. And seriously, for hours afterwards, my eyes just feel brighter and more open and better. And there's so many testimonials with this formula for helping with glaucoma, floaters, styes, you name it, with any kind of eye issue. With my kids, I'll make it up in a little cup or container, and then usually I'll have them lean their head back, depending on their age, have them close their eye, and then I'll just drip the stuff right here, and then have them open it and blink. And I know when it hits their eye, because they are going to freak out and scream for a second because it stings initially, but I want to make sure it gets in there. And it's hard with younger kids to make sure, that you're actually washing it out and rinsing it. But usually I'll just do a few drops, and that'll help if they have pink eye. So if you have questions or want to know how to purchase this, please contact me, because I can do a drop ship orders really easily with these. And I was so glad we were doing this live, because I remembered I have had this Occutive, and I really want to see if I want my son to start taking this as well as using these, and really see if I can help his eyesight. So I was excited for the reminders of preparing for this. And we obviously want you all to have great eyesight and feel good about your eye health. So please let us know if you have questions.
Yeah, so my testimonial too is that that stuff works better. If you're using it properly, that stuff works better than antibiotics. It does, because I've done antibiotics for my kids' for eyes, and I've used that, and within 48 hours, usually my kids are not getting those goobers coming out. Like I feel like it clears those goobers out, and then it just is so much better in 48 hours of using that, like about three times a day. So,
and it's easy because you have it on hand. You don't have to go to the doctor to get that stuff. So
yeah, or just run to your health store and grab some. Right. And it's not, you don't have to put a prescription in and all of that.
And clearly we're not doctors, so
yes. This is not meant to treat, prevent, or cure any disease. Talk to your doctor. It may help.
It's helped my kids. I can testify to that. And myself as well. So.
Okay. All right. That's it. Thanks for watching.
Yes,
Hope everyone's having a health empowered day. Have a great day.
Bye.